Hi, this is Chrissy Incognito, and welcome to another episode of my channel. Now, you might be wondering why I'm incognito. This is my alter ego that can say things that I cannot otherwise say unless I was incognito. So, thank you for returning. In order to understand more about this episode, please view the previous episode. Happy listening.
So today we're going to be talking about Robert. First names only. Um, that's it. Okay. So in my other episodes, I'm about at the end of college. Okay. That's where it left off last. And because my degree was in psychology, there was an opportunity to do an internship in a psychiatric ward. Okay, that in itself is probably tell a lot of stories, if I went in that direction, but that's not what this particular episode is about. So, at this time, I was working. This was summer of 97. So summer classes are usually very fast and condensed. And this was definitely the time when you still had to appear into in a class. There was no peer, like attending in your pajamas. I mean, they could have, but you had to be in class to do it. And so I was able to obtain an internship which counted as 6 credits. Um and so that was equal to 2 classes. And I was taking class and I was working. So I was pretty busy concentrating on what I should be concentrating on. I was interested in school. I was interested in trying to become a psychologist. And that's where I was focused. So I took the internship in it wasn't really a city, it was like a sub city. It wasn't a suburban area, so it was kind of urban but not like a city. And two other girls started to work with me, and we became friends. And so we would hang out, we would talk, everything like that. So there were okay, so what happens is that there was us, which we were interns, and then there were medical school interns. So they would rotate in and out, right? It was rotation probably. And so we were there for 3 months. And so every maybe month or every 3 weeks, a new group of medical students would circle through the psychiatric ward. And I was just, going about my business. I was too busy to look at anybody, to deal with anybody. And then one day, which is weird, I had a dream. Now, there's going to be a segment about my dreams in another part of this channel. So, once that is up and running, you're going to see that my dreams are very, very vivid and very involved. Okay. So, when people say they don't remember their dreams or I don't know if I dream, well, that's not it. I need to sleep from my dreams. They're so active. So anyway, I had a dream that, like I said, Robert, okay, he was one of the interns. Robert, we were on a couch and he kissed me. I didn't really talk to this guy other than hey, um, and I didn't think much about it. So I went into the psychiatric ward, and all of a sudden, Robert started to come down the hall. Um, it was like I saw magical stars all around him, okay? It was like, "You're the man of my dreams." So, all of a sudden, like, I woke up. Now, he had been there I mean, it wasn't a long rotation, so, um, I mean, I saw him, I saw that he was attractive, but I just plowed on with my stuff. Um, and it just kinda hit me when I saw him the next day. I really took pause, and I was like, my subconscious is telling me, like, I like this guy, and I mean, yeah, he's attractive, right? We'll get into how, attraction, should not be the root of all evil, but that's another episode. So, I was kinda, like, dumbfounded, because kind of what kept going on in my in the back of my mind was, "You're the man of my dreams," literally. So at that point, I started to create opportunities to talk, right? So we would be by we would have to make notes in the patient's charts, and I might know that in, like, 10 minutes, he's gonna have to come out and do his notes. So, normally, before all this, I would do my notes, and I would go to wherever it was I was supposed to go after that. Um, but, like, I don't know, all of a sudden, I felt like, "He's gonna be here in 5 minutes." Oh, okay. Let me be a little slow making out the notes. Then he would come over. I really didn't say anything, but I was there and he would be like, "Do you have so and so's chart?" And I would be like, "Yeah, I'm working on it." And he would be like, "Stop hogging the chart, you know?" And he was very straight laced. Like he didn't have much of a sense of humor, which should have been my first sign. He was very like, okay, so to back up, so he was about 25, maybe 26 at the time. So he had finished with medical school and now he was going to be in like rotation and he was trying to apply for residencies. So I was how old was I when I was I 23? Was I 23? Maybe 22 or 23 at the time. So we were like the same age. Now, the other people that rotated were all from his medical school. They were a lot older. Some of these people, a lot of them were in their 30s, which is like when you're 23, that's old. And then there was another guy who started a whole nother career. He had a career in the medical field but now he was, like, 40, and he was going this direction, and we were all like, "What is wrong with you to start over?" He had a family where he was from, because he was not none of these people were from around here. I don't know how they got to my, my hospital, I say my hospital, the hospital I was interning at, because they were states and states away. But maybe there was some sort of contract. I know Robert did live in more in this area than he did, where the medical school was. So maybe they said, "We have these 10 places. Which one do you wanna go to?" And he's like, "Okay, that's back home." So, I just found, like, myself always kind of hanging back and trying to make conversation, which it worked. And we started talking and everything. And he said to me, "Hey, so when you went through rotation, you went through like with two people. So you two people go at this time, you two people go at that time." And he's like, me and my buddy here want to go down to lunch. Do you want to come with us? And I was like, yeah. And so the older guy, which I said is started over at 40, he was so nice. He was so normal and adult. Robert was very took himself very seriously. Now, okay, I get it. You have to take yourself seriously, right? You don't have enough confidence at this point in your life and career to just be, willy-nilly or just to be like, "Yeah, I got this," right? Um, and they were talking about a patient that they saw, and Robert made a comment, and it was only, like, years later did I examine this. I don't know, I guess I was so, like, "Yeah, oh, I'm here. I wonder if we're gonna go out, blah, blah, blah." So he was talking about, you know, Mrs. Jones or whatever her name was. And it said, "Mrs. Jones. I can't believe that Mrs. Jones waited so long to get that taken care of, to come in to us and get it taken care of." And he's like, obviously there was an issue. And I'm thinking to myself, you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see a lot. Now, he was just going to be a GP, a general practitioner. And I don't mean just, but I mean, it's not like you're a dermatologist. And I'm sure in dermatology, people wait until they shouldn't wait anymore, right? That's just how people are. I'll place a segment for my gallbladder issue and my gallbladder surgery and how I waited um somewhere down there in the links in the well, anyway, it'll probably be entitled gall. This is what people do. And I know you're young and I know that you haven't seen a lot. But I thought to myself, this isn't a very compassionate or like sympathetic response. So it's different if you're like, oh, that's a real shame that Mrs. Jones waited that long. I mean, she could have gotten it taken care of better if she had come in early. But it was almost like, "You stupid." And it's like, yeah, you're gonna see a lot of that in your life, not only in your, professional life, right? In your personal life, you're gonna see a lot of people, um, make decisions that it's like, well, yeah, ideally, person shouldn't wait, right?